Today we're going to be rebuilding the Memphis Grizzlies now that they have the number 3 overall pick. This Grizzlies team has a lot to figure out when it comes to Ja Morant, and of course you kind of probably already know who they're going to draft at 3, but this Grizzlies team is going to be right back in the mix of being interesting in the West. But before we get into today's video, YouTube does tell me about 55% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed, so if you do fall in that 55%, want to change that, as we're on the road to 50,000 subs, that'd be greatly appreciated. So I already really like what the Memphis Grizzlies have with their young core. Obviously, they're gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do with Ja Morant. I assume he gets traded eventually. I just don't know when it'll happen. But having like Zach Edey, Jalen Wells, Gigi Jackson, Cedric Coward, and they're gonna add Cameron Boozer to this equation, I think this Grizzlies team is already gonna be really fun to look at. But before we go any further, I do want to go ahead and show you guys my update on my share scenario. So I know there's been some PlayStation users who have told me they've had problems finding it. So I don't know if you're on PlayStation, if you can give any advice in the comment section below. But basically, this is what it's called. This is my gamer tag. Obviously, ignore this first one. I don't even know how to delete scenarios, but I wish I could just delete this. But maybe there's a way, I just don't know how. But this one right here is the one you're going to want to download. I think I updated like Trey Murphy again, and then we're still obviously waiting on some other things to happen. But yeah, every time something happens, I'm going to try to update it as fast as possible. But yeah, here's the share scenario. You want to use it to have the correct draft order, the correct coaches, and all that. So yeah, pretty cool. Other than that, we're gonna go ahead and jump in a draft with pick 3. Now there is a chance that Cameron Boozer is gonna go 1 or 2. I'm gonna make him come to number 3 no matter what though. So even if he goes 1 or 2, it does not matter. We're going to trade that because obviously Peterson and DeBonds I think are going 1 and 2 whichever way it goes. But let's go ahead and jump in the draft, and we're gonna go see how that falls. And I just hope Boozer just falls at 3, but more than likely he won't. So number 1, we have, as I mentioned, number 1, Boozer. Okay. Number 2 is going to be Peterson. So we'll just take DeBonza here and we'll swap them. And then obviously we get to draft at 16 as well. We have an early second on top of that. So pick 16, what do we want? So we are going to be trading away Ja Morant. I don't know if Mikal Brown would even fall this far, but he has. We have also Steinbach. We have Chris Knox. So there's actually some good ones. I feel like I've had Mikal Brown in a few videos, so I'm kind of considering taking Haynes here instead. Although we're already gonna have Boozer. Could take Chris. I just took him in the last video. I'm still gonna take him. Why not? Let's just bring him in. Let's just I know it would make a ton of sense to draft Mikal Brown, but like I said, I have had him in a few videos, so I felt like, you know, doing that again would have been kind of annoying. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Luigi here though to end this draft off. And now let me go swap DeBonds and Boozer, and then we should be good to go. Okay, so I had to go past player options and qualifying offers just to be able to trade again. I didn't even know that was a thing. But anyway, so we've pretty much accepted everything other than obviously KCP accepted his player option, but I accepted everybody else. And then qualifying offers, we have Repair, Javon Smalls, qualifying offer has been extended, and then Shaq and all that. But for free agency, I don't anticipate being a big player in free agency. Obviously, Memphis is already a small market as it is. So we just need to figure out what we're going to do with Ja Morant. Do we keep him? Do we continue to roll with him for now? Or do we trade him as fast as we can? We'll have to see on that. But more than likely, we'll end up trading him so we can just start Scottie Pippen Jr. or Ty Jerome all year. Unless we get something to return to start instead. KCP's probably going to have to play out the last year of his deal here. Maybe we could trade him for somewhere else. Maybe Denver would want him back, but they already got money problems as it is. And then obviously we have a lot going on at power forward. And then, oh my gosh. Rest in peace, Brandon Clark. I don't even know what to do with this situation. I mean, obviously, you know, what happened has happened. I hate to see that, but I think I have to somehow release him, I guess. Unfortunately, rest in peace. But I need to fix that, I guess, in my share scenario as well. Forgot about that whole situation. Okay, well, let me figure out what to do with Ja Morant, and then we'll go from there. But obviously, Boozer is going to be a big part of what we're doing. Gigi Jackson, Jalen Wells. So let's go ahead and figure out what we're going to do with Ja Morant. Is there a way to trade him right now or not? So this is probably my favorite trade of them all. But would the Brooklyn Nets actually do something like this? Now, obviously, they did not get lucky in the lottery, so they're going to want to try to be an aggressive team and win now. But would they really trade Yegor Dimon for Ja Morant? I don't think so. I don't think they'd do anything crazy like that. Because Ja Morant's value isn't going to be anything spectacular. But I could see Memphis being interested in Ja Morant. So we might swap this for something else. But Brooklyn, like, we could grab MPJ off them. We could just swap MPJ for Ja Morant. I guess that could make some sense. Not necessarily for us, but we can maybe trade MPJ at the trade deadline. But he could be a part of what we do this year, I guess. Like, something like that could make some sense. So, you know what? Let's do it. Let's see if they'd be interested in something like this. So, Ja Morant for MPJ. If I can get one pick off of you, like, this is the swap worst, I'd feel okay about that. They say no. What if I throw them a second? I could probably throw them another player as well because we have so much depth here. So if I threw you, let's say, I don't know, like Prosper, but if I threw you, is there anybody that I'm like KCP? Obviously, probably not. Hendricks I could throw in here, or Stein. I'm going to throw Hendricks in here. So if I did Ja Morant a second and Hendricks, we get a first round pick and MPJ in return. They do agree. So we'll do that. So MPJ, don't know how long he'll be here, but he's going to be here for now. And Ja Morant is now gone. So that chapter is over. I think that's going to be the only thing we do. So we're just going to go straight to player progression now. And maybe we're able to flip MPJ at the trade deadline. If not, he'll just play this play for this year. And that's okay. So Jalen Wells up to an 82, G.G. Jackson's up to an 82, and so is Cedric Coward. So all that's looking good. And then you got also KCP down, which makes sense. Clayton is up to a 77. I will look to check if KCP could be, you know, if we could trade him somewhere else, just because he is a player that, I guess, Brooklyn, but I ain't going to do that to them. So, okay, I think he'll just play the season out, and that's fine. But all right, let's go ahead and look at this rotation going into next season with Boozer now on the team. Should be a fun-looking roster. We also need to get rid of 2 players, so let me do that really quickly. Okay, so going into next season, this is what a rotation looks like. So we have Ty Jerome, Cedric Coward, Michael Porter Jr., Cameron Boozer, of course, going to be the focal point of what we're trying to do here in the future. But Zach Edey, Jalen Wells, G.G. Jackson, Santi Aldama, Cam Spencer, and Prosper is your rotation, which leaves like Steinbach, Small, Clayton, and Pippen, all of the rotation. So we're pretty deep roster. I went ahead and cut KCP and also Meshack, so that's the 2 guys we released. And then obviously shot tendencies. What is Boozer's shot tendency out of the draft? It's a 78. And then Cedric Coward, wouldn't mind giving him a little bit of a higher shot tendency, obviously, just because I want him to become really good for us, and he had a pretty solid rookie season. My Blazers traded him for Young Hansen for whatever reason, but all right, let's go ahead and get to the trade deadline, because maybe there's some more things to do there with MPJ or something if there's a team lining up for services, but more than likely, we're still going to be pretty bad. And obviously, the Grizzlies are like the one team that voted against the new lottery rules because they have that Jazz pick. So yeah, let's go ahead and see how the season goes. As you can tell, not going well so far, but who knows? Maybe we turn it around a little bit here soon. So we are at the trade deadline, as we're going to look to trade Ty Jerome, who's having a pretty good season, but he has a player option next year that he might decline, and it's probably going to look for more money, but he's been pretty good for us. So I do think a first round pick could be warranted for a guy like Ty Jerome. So the Cavaliers could want him back, I guess. You got the Celtics offering me Peyton Pritchard. You could take this 2030 first round pick and Isaiah Jackson. So there's definitely some good offers here where we're getting a first round pick. But Orlando's offering me a pretty good pick in this draft, it looks like, which is an Orlando unprotected, which is kind of funny. But I do think with that being the value, I don't think Orlando would sell that off. But we'll definitely take one of those first round picks for sure here for Ty Jerome. I wanted to. We're also not very good right now. The Blazers want to give me Jeremy Grant's bad contract. We get that Bucks pick. That's not a terrible thing, but and then the Spurs are trying to give me a really good first apparently as well. I don't know who it belongs to. I think that's probably an Atlanta first if I had to guess. But I think I'm just going to do this trade with the Clippers. We're going to 2030 unprotected for Ty Jerome. Don't really know what the Clippers are doing at this point, but obviously they still need to be somewhat good. Maybe they think Ty Jerome can help them out. So we'll go ahead and do that trade. So we get a first round pick for Ty Jerome, which is what I wanted to accomplish. So 60 and 34 right now. Obviously things are not going too well. I know we have that Jazz pick, and then we also have, actually 4 picks in 2027. So we have our own. We have the Lakers pick, which I believe has some protections on it. And then we have obviously that swap we got from the Ja Morant trade. And then we also have, do they not have it? Our guess? I don't know. Maybe that Lakers pick has something to do with the Jazz. Anyway, Cavaliers, Timberwolves swap. So yeah, we're looking pretty good, but let's go ahead and get to the end of the season and let's see how things go. So as expected, the season didn't go too well, but at least we got Boozer to win Rookie of the Year, and he shot 42% from 3 in his rookie season. Don't know how many threes he took, but yeah, he took a good amount, 500. Holy moly. So yeah, shot 40% already in his rookie season, so that's good to see. Definitely helpful. Russell Westbrook, 6 man in Milwaukee. Chet's your depoy. McCain's your most improved. Morant's your clutch player, so shout out to Morant. Morant's pretty good in the 2K sim, so that really surprised me that he was really good. But obviously, I do think the Grizzlies will try to move on in real life if they can. But we end up as or I guess we didn't make the playoffs, obviously. But here are your player stats. So you had 20 from Boozer, 17 from Coward, 16 from G.G. Jackson, 16 from Michael Porter Jr., 12 from Scottie Pippen, and 11 from Aldama. So let's go ahead and see who goes on with the championship. The Lakers, their pick obviously will be going to us. And then that Cavaliers or that swap pick obviously is what the Jazz pick is. It's the best of the 3 teams between the Cavs, Jazz, or I guess between the Cavs and the Jazz. The Grizzlies will get the Jazz pick. So that makes sense now why they're upset about that. And speaking of, how did the Jazz finish? Because apparently the Jazz can't have like back-to-back picks, but I don't think I'm going to enforce that today because obviously it's really hard to enforce the new lottery rules right now. So yeah, what we're going to get is going to get the Jazz pick. So that's going to be really nice to have. So let's go to league meetings and let's see if we got anything going on here. So we're going to reject all this for now. Expansion is upon us next year, but for the lottery, let's see what's going to happen. So we have our 5th best odds, and then the Jazz have number 3. So I don't think 2K even has this pick right now that I think about it. I never even thought about it, but they don't. So 5th best odds here, 11.5% chance with the new old lottery rules. And we're going to get number 1 overall. And then we should get number 4 overall, I think, as well. So what does it give us instead? So it gives us the Grizzlies pick, but that's not actually correct. I believe the Jazz or the Grizzlies are supposed to have the best of the 2 picks. So we should have 1 and 4. Now, again, the lottery rules, I think, would change this, but fact of the matter is we can't really enforce the new lottery rules right now. We also have the 21st pick, so we should have number 1 and number 4. We got number 1 on our own, so I'm feeling great about that, obviously. But I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but and you know the Grizzlies tried to didn't vote for this new lottery stuff because of this. So yeah, we should have the 4th pick as well, and the Jazz should have 29 or whatever. So or the Cavs I think should have 29. So we're going to take that pick from the Jazz, being pick number 4. Do we fire Islo or do we go with it? No, there's good candidates. Let's fire them. Let's get rid of them right now since there's really good candidates, and we'll try to get one of them. So we're probably, getting one of these coaches to Memphis probably won't be the easiest thing, but we're going to try for sure. Atkinson would throw an offer to. Missoula sitting here. We could throw an offer to. And I did see Will Hardy, so let's see if we can throw him an offer as well. That's done. Anybody else that maybe stands out? We could go Billy Donovan. Anybody else? Brango, Mark Dagnall. I mean, I could throw Mark Dagnall on an offer as well. Let's see. So we got Missoula. Wow, I didn't accept Missoula to accept us, but I absolutely will take that. So Missoula is going to come coach the Grizzlies now, and we're going to go to draft night, take pick 4 from the Jazz, give the Cavaliers pick 29, and we're going to be able to draft at number 1 and number 4, which is just awesome. Okay, so number 1 overall, I'm just going to go ahead and take Cameron Williams here, not think twice about it. That gives us our new center going forward, and I'm hoping one of the point guards falls to us at pick 4. So the Wizards take Jordan Smith. Stephon, please go past Sacramento. He does. So that's exactly what I wanted to happen. So we're going to take Stefan Joksimovic and not even think twice, and now we have our franchise point guard replacing Ja Morant. We have another first in this draft as well. So what do we want to take here? We have Isaiah, which actually I'm just going to go ahead and take him as well. So very good draft. We have another first-round pick, apparently. Really good stuff. Yosefus here, Taj Ariza, Omer Mayer, Sebastian. Who do we want? Anthony Thompson. I'm going to take Anthony Thompson. So very good draft for us. Walk away with 4 rookies. So Williams, Stefan Joksimovic, Isaiah, and also Anthony Thompson. So yeah, very good haul there. Player options. I think a lot of these get declined because of the new guys we've brought in. So yeah, I'm very cool with declining Aldama, Scottie Pippen, Clayton, and Luigi. So I'm going to let all these guys go. Should we keep Walter Clayton, though? Because we don't even have another backup point guard. Clayton might be kept, actually. So yeah, we're going to keep Clayton, but the other few guys are going to go. So Clayton's going to stay to be our backup point guard. Small and Prosper. I don't plan on bringing either of them back. But free agency, we do have Aldama, Gigi Jackson. I do have plans to bring him back. We'll see on that. But as I mentioned, so we have Walter Clayton, and then obviously we'll be moving Stephon to point guard. So we'll have our shooting guard rotation set in stone. John Wells, Anthony Thompson. We'll bring Gigi Jackson back. And then Williams will be slid to the 5, and then Steinbach will be the backup 4. So we could just do that right now. So Williams could go down to the 5 like that. So, you know, he may start over Edie eventually, but maybe Edie starts over him for now. So yeah, really good stuff. The only thing we need to do is just bring in Gigi Jackson, and I'm really liking what this is looking like. So let's bring Gigi Jackson back on a really good deal. I'll give him a 3-year deal. So 3 years, $9 million a year. Do that. We can renounce pretty much everybody else. Have no plans to bring anybody else back here. So yeah, that's all good, and we should have a really nice rotation going into next season, and I'm feeling pretty good about what we're looking at here. So just need to move Stephon to point guard. He might go down by doing that. He goes down 2 overall, but that's okay. I want him to play point guard for us. So Stefan Joksimovic, Cedric Howard, Spencer, Jalen Wells, Gigi Jackson, Boozer Haynes, and then Zach Edey, and then Cameron Williams. Isaiah Jackson, in fact, probably trade him right now because I just would rather have Cameron Williams play right away. So the Bulls, if you want to just take a second, that's fine with me. So we'll do something like this. Just take them off my hands. There we go. So let's go to player progression, and let's see what we got going on. So Boozer's already up to an 85. You got Edey and Wells still going up. Clayton's up to 79. Heinz Steinbach is up to 78. And then you got Stefan Joksimovic going down because obviously moving to point guard. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and get into year number 2. I still think this team could be bad, but I think we have a really nice foundation going. So I am not complaining, and I'm feeling very good. We just got to be patient. Let this team develop. And yeah, we're going to have something special brewing here. So yeah, power rank remains really low on this team, and thankfully we have a new coach to kind of lead the charge here. So they got Clayton starting at point guard, Cedric Coward, Jalen Wells, Boozer, Zach Edey, Gigi Jackson, Haynes, Cameron Williams, Cam Spencer, and Dominic Barlow. I'm gonna be honest with you, there's no reason for Barlow to get minutes here. I'm sorry, no offense, but Clayton, you're gonna have to be a non-starter here. We're gonna be throwing Stefan Joksimovic in the fire right away, even after moving him down. But yeah, I want Clayton to be a bench point guard. There's no need for that to be any different. So there we go. This is what I want. This is what we're going to be building towards. So basically what you're looking at, this is probably our starting 5 of the future, other than Cameron Williams. I assume will eventually take over for that Edey role, but Edey and Cameron Williams as your center rotation should be pretty solid. So yeah, and then Anthony Thompson, Isaiah going to probably develop as we keep going. So very good stuff. Let's summate this season. Expectations are still pretty mild here. Don't think we'll be good this year, but we're going to keep getting better. I'm going to give Boozer a high shot tendency as well. Maybe that, turns this team around and we're really good this year. Coward continues to have a decent shot tendency. Cameron Williams will have a good one off the bench. That's fine with me. If Boozer and Cameron Williams become, which by the way, I'm just now thinking about it. Cameron Williams and Cameron Boozer and Cameron Williams. So the Camerons, if they can become studs, that works out for us. But let's see how this sophomore season goes for Boozer. I assume we'll still be bad, but like I said, still really loving some of the young guys we have as we continue to build here. So another year where we're in the lottery, which kind of sucks, but kind of figured that'd be the case, at least for now. Eventually, this team is going to be extremely good, though, when the development comes. But Boozer is already making All-NBA second team. He's already playing extremely well, so that is good to see at least. And here's our All-NBA third team. Assuming we'll get both our rookies as long as they played enough games, that is. So yeah, both of them make all rookie first team. Both these guys are absolutely the future next to Boozer. So, and then here's our rookie second team. But again, did not make the playoffs, which is fine. 25 points from Boozer, 19 from Cedric Coward, 14 from Stefan, 13 from Gigi Jackson, 11 from Cameron Williams, and 9 from Heinz Steinbach. But let's see these playoffs. Who goes on to win the championship this year? It's going to be the Spurs and the Bucks. So the Bucks are making it. Do they still have Giannis? They do. So Giannis carried this team, I guess, to the finals. Interesting, but wow, okay. Well, in another universe, Giannis, which I need to do a Bucks offseason rebuild, but I don't want to do it yet because I feel like Giannis trade will be happening soon. So I'll probably do it then, obviously. But in this universe, the Bucks make it back and win a championship. Interesting. Also, I forget that with us being the Grizzlies, we're going to be moved to the Eastern Conference by default by 2K. So we're going to be in the East now, which is going to be kind of interesting. I did this with Minnesota recently as well, but Memphis and Minnesota I think are the 2 teams that are being talked about as far as being moved to the East. So we have the 3rd best odds. I honestly don't want a top pick again, as weird as that sounds, because I feel really good about what we have. But we get the number 2 pick, so I guess I can't complain. So we have number 2 overall. And then what else do we have? Do we have anything else? That might be it in this draft, but number 2 overall. So yeah, pretty good stuff. Missoula is going to remain the coach. Unfortunately, this year did not go as planned. Just number 2 overall. That's it. So in this draft, what are we going to be drafting at number 2 overall? So roster or Marcus Spears, I guess, are the obvious ones, which, I'd be fine with either one of them. Preferably, I get Spears because roster obviously plays the same position as Boozer, but I guess we could figure it out. But yeah, I guess I can't complain. This team is going to be very good. So let's go to expansion and the protect players portion. So, all right, here's what they are suggesting. And yeah, I think I'm okay with this. I'm more than likely, as much as I hate to do this, no, you know what? I'm going to leave it as it is. Let's just leave it as is. I think I'm okay with these, all be taken away from me if they are. So let's go to the draft and let's see. Hopefully roster goes number 1 overall. Who's picking number 1 again? It's going to be the Warriors. I assume they would take him. So let's see. They take Spears instead. So, okay. Well, I mean, I guess we're going to take CJ Roster then. I really can't, not do that. So yeah, sure. Why not? I guess so. So welcome to the Grizzlies. CJ Roster would have preferred Spears, but we'll play one of them at the 3. That's fine. So Roster and Boozer, Cameron Williams, like we've been just very lucky in the, yeah, very good stuff. So I'm going to decline Cam Spencer because I think Gigi Jackson might be moved to shooting guard now as a backup. Zach Edey I want to keep, but man, this team is about to be incredible as we keep going. So I'm going to sign Zach Edey. We already extended Jalen Wells, so we have a pretty good foundation right now. This team is going to be scary. So Joksimovic at point guard. We're going to be moving Gigi Jackson to the 2. Anthony Thompson, we're going to hope that can play some 3 next year or this year. Or we obviously, you know, have roster starting at 3 potentially next year, Cameron Williams. So I guess we just need a backup point guard. Clayton got taken away from us. So backup point guards we can sign. Don't need to go anybody. We can just bring Clayton back, I guess, who didn't get taken from us. So yeah, let's bring him back then. So Clayton, bring him back, and then we can go straight to player progression and see what this is looking like. So you have Boozer up to an 89, Coward's up to an 86. You have an 82 Steinbeck, 82 Cameron Williams, and 80 Stefan Joksimovic, 80 from Clayton, and then 76 and 77. So yeah, a lot of development, a lot to be excited about. I'm very this team is going to be crazy as we keep going. So I think this year could be a play-in possibility for us. I really do think so. Roster, Boozer, Cameron Williams, like that's going to be pretty tough to stop. So let's go look at this rotation though. It's going to look pretty insane. So yeah, your 10-man rotation is going to look something like this. So Stefan Joksimovic, Cedric Coward, CJ Rosser, Cameron Boozer, Zach Edey. So they still want to start Zach Edey, which is fine. Cameron Williams off the bench is fine with me for now. Jalen Wells, Gigi Jackson. I mean, our bench is really good. And then we still have Thompson and Isaiah developing in the background as well. So this team is in a really good spot. Proficiency, or power rank has us at 4-star already. Boozer shot tendency is already high. Cameron Williams is high shot tendency. Rosser will have a high shot tendency. So I do think we should probably reduce Cameron Williams' shot tendency at this point. I don't think he becomes the star here. We can move Stain, Hines down a little bit. Coward's fine at a 78. Joksimovic will move down to like a 79. 80, maybe we'll go 80. And then Rosser and Boozer are obviously going to be like your main scorers here. So power rank has us at 10th overall. So let's still wait through November 17th and see how we do to start things off here. So over 500. Yep, looks like it. So we're around 500 at this point. But my prediction for us this year, well, let's see. We're losing right now, but okay. Well, I still think we can be a play-in team this year. Boozer does pick up an injury right away, so that probably didn't help. Okay, so that makes sense. But yeah, play-in team I do think is possible this year. We'll have to see. 6-12 right now, but let's continue to simulate. Don't really think I need to do anything drastic in this video for the rest of time. Like, I just need to literally let this team develop, and then we will be a contender eventually with how good all these guys are going to become. So for now, though, with Boozer out, we are struggling, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. I guess if this is one more year of being bad, then we'll take it. Next year should be our year as long as health permits. So it is our best record yet, but unfortunately, this Western Conference must have just been really good, because sometimes with the record we had, we would be a play-in team, but not this year for us. But Roster gets Rookie of the Year, which is good to see. All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team. So no All-NBA representatives this year. I think Boozer missed too much time for that to be the case for us. But you do get Roster making our Rookie first team, obviously, with him being Rookie of the Year. So yeah, we end up at 38 wins or something like that. So like I said, sometimes, or I guess it's 37, but sometimes 37, we're in the East. I keep forgetting that as well. But 37 wins, especially in the East, usually means you're a playing team. But 39 was a requirement this year, so unfortunately not. But I think next year, guys, we're going to be a locked and loaded playoff team. But yeah, Boozer did miss that 65 game threshold. 17, you got 17 from Roster, 21, or sorry, 15 from, where did I see 21? 15 from Gigi Jackson, 13 from Coward, 12 from Cameron Williams. So let's go ahead in some of these playoffs, see who goes on with the championship. I'm pretty confident that this will be the last year where we're not in the playoffs, though. Timberwolves and Knicks, and it will be the Timberwolves going on to beat the Knicks in 5 games. But especially with us being in the East, I think this will be the last year we're picking in the lottery. Thankfully, this year we won't have like a top pick. I guess we have Orlando's pick, and then where's our pick projected to be? I guess this is a pick swap then. Okay, that makes sense. Only one pick here. We're picking at 12, which I'm content with. We've picked like top 5 the last 4 years, it feels like. So yeah, I think we have plenty of talent. Just a matter of letting these guys grow together. And I think this next year is going to pay us dividends on that happening. So pick 12, we'll just grab, someone. Pick 14 in the second round. I don't even want to add a second round rookie, so I'm just going to trade that away. So let's go see what we get at pick 12. I don't expect this guy to contribute right away, but who knows? So Eric Dampier Jr., for instance, or Cam Mercer. Like, yeah, we're just going to take Eric Dampier. And he actually, I think, is like a 77 overall right away. So yeah, he could play right away, but we obviously have some really good players, so he probably won't. So I'm going to accept Isaiah. I don't think there's any need to just let him go. Cedric Coward, that's going to be our big first contract we're going to have to give out, because everyone else is getting like 15 million or less, but Cedric Coward, 20 million a year. Again, we've not given out any like max contracts to this young core. So eventually this team, though, would be very expensive to afford. So hopefully we can get it done before all that happens. But Boozer's about to be the last year of his deal. But as you can see, Some of the extensions we've given out. Edie is making 17 million the last year of his deal. Jalen Wells 11 and 12. So very cheap team so far. And then Gigi Jackson and then Haynes. So that could change though, obviously. But progression is going to be very interesting with this roster. So let's see what it looks like. As you can see, you have a 90 Boozer. You have an 89 CJ roster already up to an 89. Joksimovic up to an 86. 6 overall jump. Coward's down 1 overall, but that's okay. Haynes is up. You got Gigi Jackson up. Jalen Wells is down 1 overall. Anthony Thompson is up. Clayton's down. But yeah, very, very good stuff from our big 3. This team should have no reason not to be a playoff team next year. And quite possibly a contender already, which would be kind of crazy to say, but I really don't see why we couldn't be. So let's go take a look at this rotation. Should look really good on paper, but let's see if we can go out here and be a good team in this Eastern Conference. Should be a playoff team this year, hopefully. Power has us at 6th overall, and we're 3.5 balance proficiency. And yeah, I guess that's probably our best system run then. So Cameron Williams is still going to come off the bench. I noticed he actually didn't go up, which is fine. I mean, having him as a backup center off the bench, cannot be mad at that. But yeah, that's all what it's looking like here. So Stephon, Gigi Jackson's actually going to start over Coward, which I guess that's fine. Roster, Boozer, Zach Edey. I mean, yeah. Last year we simulated the whole, first half of the month or whatever, and we were under 500. So let's see if that changes this year. We lose our first game, but okay. Might still be under 500. But so far this is looking different compared to last year. Yeah. I think we're going to be a playoff team this year. Maybe? Yeah, it's looking good. So 10 and 7, much better than last year. I will see you guys at the end of the season. If we're not a playoff team, it would be a massive disappointment. Hopefully health permits us to be one, and I'll see you guys in the playoffs. Should be a fun playoff run for us this year. So Wemby's going to win MVP at the end of this season. Garma's Rookie of the Year in Golden State. Fox is your 6th man. Wemby is your depoy. Nathan's your most improved. And Edwards is your clutch player in Phoenix. Interesting. Billy Donovan, Coach of the Year in Sacramento. And Ryan Trust is your executive. So the Kings got some things going over there. Good for them. So here's your MyNBA first team. Would expect to see at least one player from our team on here. Yes, we actually get Rosser and Stephon. Wow, interesting. So no Boozer, but both these guys make it. Love to see that. All defensive first team and all defensive second team, but we do finish up as that playoff team as we are the 4th seed in the East. I thought we were the 3rd seed, but I guess we lost it. So 4th seed in the East, the Pistons we were tied with, but they must have had the tiebreaker over us, obviously. But yeah, we get to play Philadelphia in round 1. So let's look at these player stats. You had 23 from Boozer. You had 21 from Joksimovic with 8 assists, 19, 8, and 7 from Rosser, 16 from Coward, 14 from Gigi Jackson, 12 from Cameron Williams, and 10 from Haynes here. But okay. Let's go this 9-man rotation. They want to start Cameron Williams, so that's fine with me. How far do we go on our first playoff run with this young core? We shall find out. I mean, it's looking beautiful on paper. We get to play VJ Edgecombe, Embiid, Bruce Brand. So pretty good team in Philly, but game 1 does go to us, 115-98. Good start. Gigi Jackson led the way. We're up 2-0. So take care of both home games, and we take care of our first road game as well. So this young team is up to the task so far, and we beat them in 4. So just like that, we're already in the second round. Orlando and Toronto. So which one would we rather play? Let's find out. It's going to be a tied series for them, so we're going to get plenty of rest. Does it go to a game 7? It does not. So we get to play Orlando. So obviously, now I don't see Desmond Bane, because I was going to say Desmond Bane, obviously former Grizzly. He is not on the team anymore. Interesting. So instead, they have this new guy named Chuck Nang or whatever. Check Nang. I don't know how to say his name, but okay. Shout out to him. He's playing pretty good for them. Obviously, we have our own good team over here. So let's see if we can beat the first seed Orlando Magic, who have been really good in the 2K sim as of late. But we do win game 1. That's a good sign. Game 2 goes to us. Wow. Won both games on the road. Won our first home game. And yeah, this is looking really good so far. So we make it to the conference finals. We don't even have to deal with the 2nd seed in Knicks. We get the 7th seed in Miami Heat, who have Jakob Jonas, Dash Daniels, Carter Bryant, Kareem Lopez, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. So I'm not going to lie, and Garland. I'm not going to lie, this Heat team actually looks pretty damn good. Wow, they've done a great job putting that together. Are we still healthy right now? We are. We have not dropped a game either, by the way, which is kind of wild for our first playoff run as a young team, but let's see if that continues. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. No way we go undefeated, right? No way we go undefeated in the E. Oh, okay, we lose 1, but okay, they're trying to come back, actually. Let's try to put them away in game 6 if we can. Let's not go to a game 7. That'd be my preferred route, but we were up 3-0, I think, or 3-1, so can we win this game? No, this is going to a game 7. Wow, okay. Well, we went from being undefeated to, oh, we lost CJ Roster. That's probably why. Okay, so he is out for the season, it looks like. Yeah, he is. Damn. Not great timing there, but we can still win game 7 without him. We still got plenty of good players, but man, we went from winning this whole thing, sweeping the entire East, from blowing a 3-1 lead. Is that what we're about to do right now? We actually did. That's actually wild. So we are blowing a 3-1 lead, and that's... Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. What did I just do? I don't know what I just did. I accidentally clicked so fast, and okay, let me just get out of here. Hold on. Okay, so as I was doing, so the Clippers went on to beat the Heat in 7 games. So very strange. The Clippers actually looked really good. Wow, they've done a great job too. Damn, a lot of good GMs today. Even Sacramento was really good. What they did over there, or what have they done? Man, I'll say, yeah, a lot of great GMing across the league. So Steph retires the Celtic. That doesn't even look right, but okay. But yeah, it looks like we would have won a championship that year as long as roster didn't get hurt, but whatever. I mean, we'll just run it back, obviously. We're very close to getting one. Thankfully, we don't have a lottery pick. We don't need one. We have plenty of guys right now. We don't have a first, I don't think, either. Apparently, maybe we do, and I just... oh, wow, we actually have 3 firsts, so never mind. I just can't imagine adding 3 rookies right now. I'm going to trade these seconds away. That's not going to happen. We'll just see what we grab at those 3 picks, but I'm pretty focused on what we already have at home here. So let's just go to draft night. We were literally 1 roster injury away from probably winning a championship already, which kind of sucks, but we have 23. We have Gus Baldwin, which I guess I'll just go ahead and take him, and then let's let the AI take care of the rest. So 6'4", small forward, 67 overall. Yeah, I mean, all these guys look horrendous, but we'll just sign them anyway. We're going to accept all of these. I don't know why we wouldn't accept any of those. That's such a dumb suggestion by 2K. And we'll look to bring both of them back. So hopefully Haynes doesn't ask for too much. G.G. Jackson's asking for a decent amount. But Boozer, 40 million a year is pretty good. I'm just going to bring everybody back. I mean, let's just keep this core together. Boozer's trying to leave, which obviously we're not going to allow to happen. So we're going to make sure he's back. Progression should look really good again, I would presume. And yeah, rostered up to a 95. 90 Stefan Joksimovic, 90 Boozer. So... all right, Cowards up 2 are down, and then Wells, and then you got these guys developing down here as well. So, okay, let's get into next season. You know, just so close to winning a championship last year. You'd have to imagine that this year we do win one, but we shall find out. So we get Coach of the Year going to Joe Mazzulla this year, which is hopefully a good sign that we'll, you know, be good in the East again. And CJ Roster makes All-NBA first team. We have Stefan's on All-NBA second team, and then we get Boozer All-NBA third team. So all 3 of our big 3 on here representing alive and well. But obviously all we care about is bringing a championship home. We were so close to doing so last year. So disappointing that it went the way it did there at the end of last season. But with your Orlando Magic, who we swept last year, so let's see if we can do that again. 1-0 lead, up 2-0, up 3-0, and yeah, it's going to continue that way. So okay, Detroit is the second round matchup. They don't have Cade Cunningham, so they should be pretty easy. I'm assuming Cade's hurt. He is. Wow, what a break for us. But let's see how long his injury is. So he is out for the season. So yeah, they should be pretty easy without him. As I say that though, they win game 1, but we win game 2, we win game 3, we win game 4, and we beat them in 5, right? Yeah, there we go. So back in the conference finals pretty easily. Would love a rematch with Miami because they just did us so dirty last year. So let's try to get our, get back here after what they did to us. So let's see if we can come out here and beat them like we were supposed to last year. So far, we're good. 2-0, 3-0. Get the hell out of my face, Miami. We should have absolutely beat y'all last year. But now we get to play Oklahoma City. So obviously, the Thunder are going to be pretty tough. They also got Elijah Arena somehow as well. McCain's still over there. So this should be a tough one, but nothing that we shouldn't be ready for. So game 1 goes to OKC. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. And it looks like we are just the better team. And that makes sense. I mean, look how stacked our roster is. We had 3 guys on all NBA, NBA teams, but the Thunder are not going to go away so easily. They are going to come back and win another game here. So I'm going to bring out the aim rotation because I have no interest in blowing a 3-1 lead like we did to Miami. So let's hopefully win game 6 on the road in OKC. Avoid a game 7 at all costs, but let's see what happens. So we try to come back in the second quarter. We do, and we have a nice lead as, yeah, we blew them out. So, yep, there we go. So we're not going to a game 7, which is good because that would have been very terrifying, but that is where I will leave y'all. So go ahead and comment down below the next rebuild you guys want to see. I plan on doing Milwaukee Bucks rebuild once they trade Giannis. That's the next offseason rebuild I need to do. Obviously, NBA Finals start here as well. So we'll do both of those teams once, that series is over. But 141 to 119. Let's go ahead and jump in here, win the championship, and you guys can watch celebration if you so choose. Other than that, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace.